Holley Hooker stereo. Tap into my channel, that's where you wanna be. 87 Monte Carlo, West Coast name goes. I bet when I punch the gas, all you see is white smoke. And you know we doing big Texas, so we going 100 spokes like we on West Coast. Mexican leave garage therapy, come get with me, come get with me.
Good YouTube, it's your boy Mexican Lee back with another video. Back in the lab, back in the office. Just got home from work. It's pretty late. Friday night. Gonna try to do a little bit of work on the motor. Came home to some fucked up news, but it's all good. I had to get out the house, man, to get my train of thought right. But so if y'all kind of lose me here for a second, I got some shit going on. But I had to come out here and do something, or else I was about to lose it. Like I say, man, this is my therapy. This is how I cope with certain shit. And anyways, man, like, comment, subscribe. We're gonna get into it on this engine block. I got a few more parts that came in, and I think I'm pretty much done buying parts. So the engine is gonna get put together and covered up with plastic until I'm ready to drop it back in Ghost. But I do want to fire it up on the stand, so the carburetor will be hooked up, a fuel line. I just went and picked a starter up earlier today. I bolted that up. I had to find some bolts. So that's what I did. As soon as I walked in the shop, I went through all my bolts. Y'all seen before, I got cartons and cartons, milk jugs, and coffee containers full of bolts. And that's why I say it's a good thing to keep them, because I just found bolts that I didn't have to go buy. They're like $7 a piece. So I saved money there. And they are starter bolts. They were just, I had a bunch of them, just all types of bolts. But these are actual starter bolts, and they fit. So we're good there. I still have yet to paint the water pump. I haven't done that yet. Last night when I got home from work, I was really sore. My knees bothering me. Got really swollen, so I iced it, took a shower, ate a little bit of supper, and went to bed, man. Like I said, I got surgery coming up on October 9th, so you might not see too much of me after that, but I'll get back into it. And once I heal, we're going balls to the wall, man, on Ghost. So I don't want to tear them apart right this second. I was hoping to make it through this whole year without any injuries or any issues, and I don't know, it's starting to hit me. So not only with my body, but with my family. So I'm gonna try to keep a level head, man, and try to keep pushing. So just bear with me, y'all. Just bear with me, man. I'm sorry, but let me turn this camera around and quit talking. So like I said, I went ahead and picked up the starter. A little tiny starter too, man. I didn't think it was that small. But they have the older style that I could have picked out, or this mini starter from the factory. So both of them work great, but I went ahead and went with this one so I have a little bit more clearance. I did go ahead and paint and clean the oil dipstick tube. This thing was almost black. It was so dirty. This I had to weld right up in here. This is where the crack was at, so you can't really see. The light is kind of bothering it, but you can see where I put, you know, a little bit of weld in there. I did welded it on both sides, ground it down, kind of built it up so that way it doesn't, you know, flex and stuff and then end up cracking again later. So I did clean and paint that. Shit, I can't think. The exhaust manifolds that I originally bought for this motor were for the truck, for the 96 Tahoe, and they look great, but they had some casting issues, and they didn't really fit these heads that great. So I sent them back. So now what I went with, and this is what we're going to cover today, is I didn't want to have to spend the money, but at the same time, I'm glad I did. Let me show y'all. Went and picked them up from Summit. Let me get a few of the bolts so we can get them started. Put lock washers on everything. That's just me. Even with headers, well, not necessarily the headers. I can't remember if I put lock washers on my headers or not. But when I rebuilt the Wolverine, I did go with these manifolds, and I loved them. They were perfect. They got that factory look. This is the hardware to them. So, got all new bolts. Got new collectors. They're the cast iron collectors, or I could still weld to them. So, what I did when I had them in the Wolverine, I ground them down nice and smooth and flat, and then I put my pipe in there, and then I welded it all the way around. And still to this day, they're holding. So, we'll put the hardware away for a second, but these are the Hooker header cast iron exhaust manifolds that are for small block Chevys, and these will go on the Vortec heads. I made sure that before I bought them. So you see there, the Holley Hooker exhaust manifolds. I'm not going to say headers, exhaust manifolds. But what I noticed on the truck ones as well is they stuck out way out here. For the exhaust, it was way out here, and I believe that was going to hit my my firewall and the linkage for the shifter. Then I was also going to have an issue, and I may have to figure out how I'm going to do it. But with the other ones, my sensor that goes right here for oil pressure, it was going to hit. So originally, it's like that on Ghost now, and I believe that's where my gauge is reading from, is this sensor. So I may have to put it up here. And I do have one up there on Ghost now, but I think that one up there, it comes from the factory, one for the computer to read, and then the one down here is for the gauge. So of course Ghost doesn't have a computer in them, so what I may do is just leave this plug here and just put the new sensor up here up on top. Now what I'm gonna do as far as that, like I told y'all before, of course we're gonna need this sensor for the gauge. Okay, that's what that's for. But this sensor here I bought for the Regal because I thought I was gonna need a new one, which I didn't. I just had to rewire it. It still works. But this, I'll put in the system for, it's gonna be a safety switch for the oil pump. The oil pump will put pressure to this, and then this will in return turn the fuel pump on and off. So if let's say for whatever reason I get into an accident, the motor shuts off, it'll shut the fuel pump off. Or if I lose oil pressure, the fuel filter or the fuel pressure will shut off. It won't just keep the motor running and then I blow my motor. So these things, I got this off of, I got that idea off of a hot rod forum that I was following, and it worked. It worked perfect because it's still to this day on the Regal. So what I'll end up doing is probably put this one here or vice versa. Wherever I have more room, we'll put that there, and then this one will go here. Just like that. This will read, this will go to the gauge, and then this one will be wired up into a relay, and then the hot wire controlling my fuel pump, and then it'll turn my fuel pump on and off rather than me just having a switch or having it only turn on when the key power's on. This is going to control my on and off power to my fuel pump in the tank. So that right there is a great way to protect your investment in my eyes. Like I said, I had to test it out on the Regal, and it worked out perfect, man, because I wasn't sure Back in the day, I would have just turned the key on to control that fuel pump, but then you just steady hear it run. Brrr. I didn't want that. So now when we turn the key on, you don't hear the fuel pump until that motor starts turning and that oil pressure starts building up from the oil pump. That will send that pressure up to that switch, that sensor up there. In return, it turns on the power to the fuel pump. So that's how that's gonna work. But I want to go ahead and bolt these up. And the only thing I think I'm gonna have an issue with is this one, maybe, because but I see the shape of it now. I think it's gonna clear going through here. So if need be, I may have to bend this a little bit. I should have waited to paint it, but let's figure that out now. This video's got to be quick. I got to get back in the house. I just had to come out here and I had to clear my mind, man. Like I said, I walked into some bullshit when I got home, and I'm trying to deal with it. And this is how I deal with things. I have to put my mind to something, keep my hands busy in order for me going off on somebody. So let me get this razor blade. I know I have it up here somewhere. I need to clean where I did put the other manifolds, where I was trying to bolt it up, but it wouldn't even, I couldn't even put the last bolt in because it had so much casting crap left over. It was just a bad casting. The shit was just on there so thick there was nothing I could do. I couldn't install it. So I did ship those back. I did get them off eBay, and right away I wrote the seller, and they sent me shipping labels. So I packed everything back up in the original boxes that they came in, and sent them off. And as soon as they saw that they were headed back to them, they went ahead and refunded my money. So that was great business by them guys. You know, nothing against them. It was just the product. It was a bad product. So let me cut this camera off real quick. I'm gonna quick clean these up where the old gaskets sat for a second, and then we're gonna go ahead and bolt these things up. All right, y'all, we're back. So I got the little razor blade, and I just kind of cleaned the surface off a little bit. It's gonna get covered up anyways, but let's get this thing unpackaged. They are a little bit oily, so that's why I have the gloves on. I don't want my oil from my hands getting on them and rusting them right away. They're gonna eventually start probably rusting. I didn't want to spend the extra money to get the, man, these things are beautiful. I didn't want to spend the extra money to buy the ones that were actually like ceramic coated or powder coated, painted, whatever. That shit's gonna burn off anyways. Maybe not the ceramic coat, because that's what that's made for, but later on, maybe before I put Ghost together, I'll send these things out to Jet Hot and have them coat them for me. But for now, we're just gonna put them on like this. That way we can get Ghost fired up. I don't like firing up my engines without heads, or at least headers or manifolds on the block. I was always told that with the fire or the pressure that's coming out the heads, you can crack your heads. I don't know if that's true or not. Probably sounds dumb, but I'm not going to take that chance and mess something up. So that's why I always go for putting on the manifolds, the exhaust. Yeah, I'll probably have to take them off again, but maybe I won't. You know, hopefully they'll be able to bolt right up in the car once I get ready to get everything done and put back together inside Ghost. Maybe once I get ready to drop this block in, I won't have to take them off. There's been times where, of course, you have to take the starter off, because when you're dropping the motor in the frame, you don't want to hit that starter and tear the starter up. Most cases, I always take the starter off and the fuel pump. But I've dropped engines in with manifolds or headers on and off, so it didn't really make a difference either way. Oh shoot. Wait a second. Before we put these middle ones on, I gotta put the gasket on. See, I'm going too fast. Like I said, man, life happens, things happen. You know, family, kids, and we just have to figure out a better way to deal with shit. And that's my problem, man. I've never grown up to where we've had issues. I've had friends that were, you know, had to take meds and stuff like that when they were kids. I never did. Coming from a Mexican family, you know, they whoop you and tell you to get over it, you know, and that's how we were brought up as kids. So that's what made me who I am today, I guess. But you know, of course, we want the best for our kids and try to do the best that we can for them. And things happen, and we just got to know how to keep pushing, man. Keep them motivated, keep them, you know, happy, and you know, keep moving. And that's what I'm gonna do. You know, if I got to take a break from the cars and you know, be by my daughter's side, regardless of what's going on, that's what I'm gonna do. So I will let y'all know, of course, ahead of time, what may happen. I hate to use these things backwards. I almost kind of want to cut a hole right here. Let me see if I can find my tent snips real quick. Give me a quick second. I'm gonna just run over here to the toolbox. I probably do it with a razor blade, but I'm gonna go ahead and just do it with these tent snips. I hate to put them on backwards, but that'll clear my sensor right there for the water temp. So I'm gonna just cut a little notch in this. That'll be pretty much right in the middle. So we'll just almost kind of follow what's already there on the other side. But I love these hooker header manifolds. Like I said, I put them on the Wolverine when I redid him. I had headers on it, real nice headers, but man, I just had problems always changing my damn spark plugs, and I hated that. Too old for that shit, man. I don't like having to deal with that kind of crap. When I was younger, I didn't give a dang. You know what I'm saying? Give a damn. But once I get older, man, I guess we get ornery. I don't know what it's called, but I hate having to. I'd rather have it more simpler to have to work on my cars or change something out or do maintenance to, especially if I'm doing it on a decently regular basis. I could pull out maybe about 5 or 6 tools in that toolbox that I've modified to be able to have to get in between the headers, wrenches and sockets and stuff that I cut and welded and put together Frankenstein pretty much to be able just to get a spark plug in and out of a dang motor just because I had headers on it. So like I said, for now, yes, they're a little oily. I'm gonna leave that oil coating on them until we get ready to fire it up, because of course I don't want it to burn and then stay in the metal, which I'm pretty sure it's soaked in that steel. It ain't, it ain't gonna come out perfectly. It's in the metal, but I just don't want them discolored right away. I want this thing to be decently clean. It is gonna be drivable. I'm gonna drive the crap out of it once I build it. It ain't gonna be no trailer queen. Now maybe if I do want to go see, Tulu and them guys, if I want to go to Carolina or Virginia or some shit like that, or go back to Michigan, yes, for a trip like that, I'll put it on a trailer. But I bet you if I wanted to drive it there and back, I bet you I could. And I'm not afraid. I'll do that shit. Now if I got the family with me, yes, I'll put it on the trailer and we'll hit the road and we'll go. I've done that many times. Many car shows that we've been to. I was never afraid to put a car in a trailer. So I'm just gonna snug these down. I don't know what the torque is. I'm gonna go read up on that and see. But for now, we're just gonna snug them. And you know what? As a matter of fact, these almost kind of pretty much do, the shape of them is almost just like the factory one. So I wonder if my pipes actually will fit on here. Of course, I'll just have to cut them and put, weld them together and make them work. But as far as where their shape is, I think they're gonna work. And my sensor here will work perfectly fine too if I need to put it back in that spot right here. So let's get the other side bolted up. Again, these are the hooker header cast manifolds. I'll either do a part number, as a matter of fact, let me see if I have the part number right here. Okay, these are the hooker header small block Chevy exhaust manifolds with the 2.5-inch outlet, natural, which is no paint, no powder coat, no ceramic coating. Part number 8525 HKR. Alright, maybe I'll put that in the description. Maybe I won't, I don't know yet. But man, these things are sweet. I love it, man. Yeah, they cost a lot, but god damn, the quality of these things are unmatched. Look at that shit. Hopefully you guys can see that. But let me get to this other side. We'll bolt this other side up. And then I gotta get in the house, so I think we'll be done for tonight. I just had to come outside and clear my head right quick. But I think I might even have to take this. No, I won't. Look at that. Sweet. I won't even have to mess with that. I thought I was gonna have to take that off. The oil dipstick too. Didn't even have to touch it. There's my lock washers right up here on Ghost. I think I'm gonna drive Ghost one last time. I know I said that last week. Took him to the car show, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and drive him one more time. I might take him out tomorrow to go to work. Let him stretch his legs one more time before I break him down. I kind of want to start tearing him apart now, but I don't want to do all that and then have to stop because of the surgery. I'd rather leave him the way he is, and then when I heal and get back on my feet, then go ahead and go to town. I just, I don't feel right. I know it's a car. Cars don't have feelings, but to me, mine does. And you treat them right, they'll treat you right. That's how I've always been with my cars. I treat them right, I keep them clean, I keep them maintained, and they'll always be there for me when I need them. Just like my little puppy dog, Carlito. Keep them fed, keep them groomed, keep them happy. They'll always be there for me. That's why they call him man's best friend. And I believe that with my cars too. Keep them maintained, you keep that oil changed, even if it is a new car. I had a guy not too long ago when I went back to Michigan. I was at the gas station fueling up my truck, getting ready to hit the highway. I popped the hood and I go to check my oil. I had a guy walk up to me and say, "Hey man, I ain't seen that in years." And I'm like, "It's a newer truck, what do you mean?" He said, "No, what you're doing under that hood." He said, "I haven't seen people check their own oil, especially at a gas station, in years." He said, "I do it." He said, "But I haven't seen other people do that shit." And in my mind, I was like, damn, that's true. I know back in the day, they used to do it at full service gas stations. That was a long time ago. I remember being a kid. And my dad pulling up at the gas station and them, wanting to check his oil and whatnot. And That's true, man. You don't see that no more. You know? And I had to sit there and think about it for a second. I was like, damn, that's right. So he was like, yep. He said, keep up the good work, young man. Oh no, he might have been a little bit younger than me, I want to say. But anyways, it didn't blow my mind. It was just like cool to, you know, have somebody say that to you. Because that is something that you don't normally see. You sit back and think about it. How many of you guys that do work on your cars, not necessarily you guys, but you go to a gas station or you know, you pull up at a service station, how many people do you see with their hoods up, with them checking their oil? Not necessarily you. I'm talking about other people. Me, I never see it. Never. So that made me feel pretty good when you told me that. So let's get this thing both started. Hopefully I can without no issues. SI went on perfectly fine. Had to finagle it a little bit. And then this knee gave out on me a little bit today. I had just taken my brace off, and I had to because I keep the brace on for stability and to help with the swelling, but I had to take it off, man, because the circulation, I just had to, it felt like my leg had to breathe. It wasn't on hella tight, but shit, it was tight enough. Man, it looks so sweet. Love these things. They're worth the money to me. I really should have spent the extra $100 and got the black ones or the ceramic coated silver ones, but it's alright. This ain't a show car. It's gonna be as clean as a show car. Trust and believe. Wherever I go, it's gonna be a show. This boy's gonna be clean. I pop that hood everywhere I go, and my trunk. Open that sunroof. Paint's gonna be gleaming. Mirrors will be underneath it. But it'll be a daily driver, I bet. Or could be. I won't drive it every day, but it could be. That's just because I don't want the daily wear and tear. Plus, I got my truck as a daily. We'll be doing stuff for him too, so stay tuned. Told you I want to put a system in him. We're going to do some touch-up work on him. I was thinking about changing the color on him, but nah, I like that color. I want to re-candy my wheels. They were powder coated that way, but I want to spray candy on them with some fresh clear. I'll tighten that one last when I retorque it. But that's it, y'all. Check that out. I think those things are sweet. Let me get this trash out the way right quick. Then I'll show you guys. I love these things, man. Like I said in the beginning, I didn't want to spend that extra cash on them. But thank you, American Express. Gloves off so I can grab this camera. It's coming together, y'all. I still got to paint the water pump and my pulleys. I thought about getting them powder coated, but now I could paint them just as good. Okay, had to pause y'all for a quick second. Yeah, man, look at that. Ooh, the clearance is perfect. Clearance is gonna be perfect in them things. They don't stick out too far on the sides, nor too low. Like I said, the ones for the truck, them boys stuck out like way about this far. This part, where the pipe was gonna go into, is stuck out way out this way, and it was angled down like that. The factory ones for this motor, for the Tahoe. So, yeah, man. And then I did put the studs, the ones with the threaded stud on this side, because for now I need those for the AC bracket for my AC pump. So that's why I put those on there. Man, this thing's looking sexy, boy. I still got to tighten this down. I'm gonna clean this up, the little brass pieces. I'm gonna re-clean them up, re-thread them, or thread seal them, and then put that back together. Then we'll drop the distributor in, put the carburetor on. I got to paint the thermostat housing, the water pump, of course, and that's it. Should be ready to fire up. So water pump is right here. I did go back with the factory 87 Monte Carlo SS heavy duty water pump. I got the water outlet right here. Went back with the factory one with the holes in it, just like Ghost has on it now for the sensors. We have our fuel gauge, and then the regulator bypass. It's got the for the return, so that's gonna work perfectly fine. I did end up picking up some spark plug wires. I did go with the black. They got the gray boots on them, so those are gonna be perfect. Are they 8mm? I think these are either 8 or 8.5. 8.5 millimeter. Got them from O'Reilly's. Oh, this is my son's stuff. We have to put a catalytic converter and some oxygen sensors on his truck. I got my gas tank straps. Those came in the other day. So yeah, man, Ghost. Everything to get this motor working in Ghost is pretty much solid and ready to go. The brackets, I did buy a bracket kit, alternator bracket kit, because like I said, I'm gonna need this one for the Grand Prix, but that bracket was totally different from what this is right here. It had different bends and a shape to it, so I'm gonna have to try to find this exact one. I'm not going with the March system. I'm not spending all that extra money. I already spent enough money right here just for that, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed that there's nothing going on internally on the bearings. But yeah, man, that's about it. See, all my extra bolts. That's where I found it, right there in that tub for my starter bolts. But that's gonna conclude this video for tonight, y'all. I'm done. So the Vortec motor is just about ready. This close to firing them up. Got the distributor right here. Everything's right here. All the receipts. Need to hide those. But got the distributor right here with the melanized gear. Made for the Vortec cams, roller cam. So that's gonna look nice and sweet in that thing. Like I told y'all, I got my little fittings. I'm not sure how I'm gonna run that bypass yet, but it's gonna get done and it'll get figured out and done. And that's it, man. The carburetor. What is this? I forgot what this was. Oh, the fuel pump sending unit kit. So yeah, that's it. This thing's just about ready to fire up. I went and got my oil. I already put the filter on. I already got my filter on, AC Delco. I already filled it up with oil so she don't start up dry. Once I get the oil put in the oil pan, we'll go ahead and get the priming tool out here, and we'll go ahead and we're gonna take the valve covers off and prime it. I'll probably make a video of that so y'all can see that. You'll see how the oil starts coming through all the push rods and gets everything nice and lubed up. I did go ahead and lube everything up with assembly lube, so she's not dry, and it already had oil in it. It's already been running. It's already broke in, so it's a used motor. But I do that anyways, just for, again, my just so I can feel good about the shit. I think I'm gonna try to use them clamshells, clean them up, and then I'll paint them and see if I can use those on this motor. They should fit and goes perfectly fine. And then we'll get these things sandblasted, and there ain't really no rust on them, so I don't think I have to really put them in evapor rust. We'll just sandblast them real quick and then paint them. and then these bad boys will be ready. They're just like the same exact pulleys that are on Ghost now. So that's it, y'all. Sexy boy. Shit. All right, that's it, y'all. That's it for tonight. So hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, that way you guys get notified every time I drop these fire ass videos. Next thing we're gonna have is some bodywork classes going on out here, y'all. We're gonna get the sunroof out for sure. I'm not sure how deep I'm gonna go into tearing this interior part, but bam, we're gonna get that bodywork going. So all right, y'all, like, comment, subscribe, man. Mexican Leads Therapy Garage, we're out.
Mexican Leads Therapy, wrenching in the garage. Wet paint dripping smooth, call it a mirage. Gold teeth popping, boots scratch the pavement. Hood legend status, I'm Texas entertainment. Low for life, rolling deep on chrome spokes. Swinging wide in Texas, watch all the hits provoke. AC blowing clean, sunroof doing its thing. Saginaw born king with that southern swing. Props to the engine humming strong under the hood. Fresh like tortilla, smell of grease in the wood. Interior